Hello, Who Dey Nation. You're watching Who Dey Network. I'm Carson.
I'm Parker.
Today we're going to be building the ultimate AFC North team.
Yeah, so we're just going to walk through every position on the football field and say who we think, like, if we had all four of the rosters in the AFC North, who we would pick and who we would put at each position.
Who'd be the best for that position?
So I think we start at quarterback and just work our way down.
So let's get it rocking. Quarterback.
Could get iffy for some people, but I mean,
I know who I'm picking.
Well, yeah, I know who I would pick, but I'm just saying there are definitely so many people that would pick Lamar, but I can't go against Joe Burrow.
I mean, at the end of the day, those are your only two options. You're not picking
You're
Russell
not
Wilson
picking,
or Justin Fields. You're not picking Deshaun, even though Deshaun had his in the past where he was an absolute all-star. He has not played like that.
No, he has not.
So you got to pick Lamar or Joe Burrow. Either way, I don't think you can go wrong. But personally, I'm going to take the guy that just led his team to the Super Bowl just a couple years ago. The guy who's, yes, I know he's 27, but he's young in the league. You know, he's getting going. Yeah. There's an injury concern there, but if we're going off pure talent,
there is with Lamar Jackson too.
It's true.
There's
Lamar Jackson
also
too.
Gets injured all the time.
He does, and he's more. It seems like Joe Burrow may get injured more often, but it's more likely that Lamar is going to get injured with you're more scared for him getting injured because the way he plays, than the way Joe Burrow plays. So I'm picking Joe Burrow.
I would too. I mean, ideally, if you have all four of these players, you're definitely at some point running some two quarterback sets. Yeah. I mean, if you can put Joe Burrow and Lamar out there at the same time,
I mean, it's just
throw everything off. I mean, think like a triple option, except you flip it to Lamar and he just throws a bomb downfield.
That's crazy.
If we're just sticking to one quarterback,
for sure,
I would pick Joe Burrow. Yeah. Although I do really like Lamar Jackson. Oh yeah, I think if we're going off best quarterbacks in the NFL, he's probably 3. I mean, I think I would say.
You saying he's? Are you saying Mahomes or Lamar?
Yes, that's what I would say.
That's
and then
fair.
Probably Josh Allen 4.
I think
and then you could work your way down.
I think honestly, the list that was just released by NFL scouts, and have you seen that?
I've seen multiple.
I think that's perfect. They had. Oh, I don't remember exactly what it was, but whatever it is, if you want to know what it is, go look it up. I just got released. I think it's perfect, spot on, and it eliminates all the fans sitting there and just ranting and blah blah blah. I mean, that's by people who are inside the NFL, so they know what they're talking about. Yeah. But I could personally completely agree with it. But yeah. So that's what we got for quarterback. You put him in on the list.
He's on the roster.
We're keeping a list updated so we can go through. We can get the whole team at the end.
Now, with running backs, I was wondering about this. How we're going to do this with some of the positions. Are we going to take just the 2 best running backs, or are we going to say, we're going to take a running back 1 and then a running back 2? You know what I mean? So, say we get to, wide receivers. I think you're taking...
I would say just overall 2 most talented running backs.
Okay, because I was like...
I know what you mean. What gel with each other.
With your, are you taking, Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb, or are you going to be Nick Chubb isn't a running back 2, are you taking a running back 2? But are we just going to go...
Just the best 2 running backs, I would say. Because then we got to think through all that. I would just say the best 2 running backs we have. I'd say it for really about every position, so...
Okay.
I would say, I would say Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry is spot on. Because with Derrick Henry, what's hard is you just look at last season, you're he was really lackluster, but... And it's easy to say Derrick Henry is washed, but
I don't think
the thing is you got to realize the offense he's working with in Tennessee was awful, and it was a run first offense, but that was all it was. There was no offense, and it makes it hard when you don't have a quarterback to create anything. You don't have the offensive weapons.
Will Levis had his moments, but they were.
He didn't really have any receivers though. He had DeAndre Hopkins, who's old as crap, and then nothing else.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't really blame him. I think I would probably say, just me, I think Nick Chubb will be better next year.
If Nick Chubb is healthy,
that's true.
That's the only concern.
I did see a video of him squatting 500 pounds yesterday, so I think he's healthy.
Yeah, but then that's the thing too. Yes, you can have a lot of strength in it, but does he have the mobility?
Yeah. So if he comes in fully healthy, I think he'll have a better year.
Oh, for sure.
Than Derrick Henry. But I would not disrespect Derrick Henry in any way because I still expect over 1,000 yards. I agree. And I still expect
here's
over
the thing
10
now.
touchdowns.
So if we're going Derrick Henry for sure, we think behind the Ravens O-line with Lamar Jackson, the offensive weapons they have, Derrick Henry is definitely in the conversation. If Nick Chubb comes in, he's not healthy, he's not playing the level, who's the second guy?
Najee.
Is it Najee?
I hate to. I want to go Zach Moss, but
because Najee just isn't consistent.
Yes, but Zach Moss has never been a starter. Is his thing?
hasn't.
He started at points last year, but just when Jonathan
They're kind of
Taylor
both similar, honestly.
was
You
injured.
could definitely say Zach Moss and Najee Harris are very similar players
I could see
in
that.
the way they play.
But if I had, I mean, I like Zach Moss. I hope he's great this year. But if I had to pick one to put on my team right now, I would put Najee Harris.
That's fair. So we're saying him as a 3, but the top 2,
I'll
if
say-
Nick Chubb is healthy,
Yeah, Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb.
for sure. And you could Jerome Ford is close to that conversation. He did play very, very
could
well.
be. Yeah.
He played very well when Nick Chubb was
And
absent.
I mean, you have what's his name?
for the Steelers.
Steelers. I
forget his
blanking
name
on
too,
his
but
name.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna eat me
You're
alive.
making me blank on his name too.
Dude.
Jalen Warren. Jalen Warren.
Jalen Warren. Yeah, he was great. last
He
year.
was very good too. I mean, there's a lot you could see. Same with Chase Brown.
Yeah,
him and Jalen Warren were very similar last year, and they both had like those breakaway plays.
Yeah.
They were very, you know what I'm saying. So the running backs is hard because there's so many running backs that haven't had the chance to really shine that are really good in the AFC North.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I would say that we definitely got our top 2, but there's a lot of hidden gems in the AFC North for running back.
Okay, if we're going, so now we're wide receivers. I think I have my 3 picked out, but I
what's
want
your
to hear what you.
Are you gonna hear mine first?
Sure.
Okay, so obviously Chase.
Yeah.
See, this is hard. Jamar Chase. It's Jamar and T. I'm gonna put those 2
You're
in
gonna
there.
put both of them in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna put both of them in there.
Okay, I can.
The Ravens. They're not really a whole lot of anything on the Ravens.
No, I mean there's Zay Flowers.
That's what I'm
and
thinking.
Rashad Bateman, but
Didn't they draft somebody? They did. I think they did. They drafted somebody. I know they did. I know they drafted somebody. But regardless, the Ravens not really looking that interesting. The Browns, okay, see, that's the thing that's tough. Because the Browns have Amari Cooper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Steelers have George Pickens.
I'll just say those were my 3.
So, yeah.
Jamar, George Pickens, and Amari Cooper were going to be my 3.
Yeah. I'm personally going to go Jamar, T, and Amari Cooper because here's the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
George Pickens is very talented, but T's a little bit bigger. So when you look at T and you look at George Pickens, here's it. So T's a little bigger.
Yeah.
George is a little bit more athletic.
Yeah,
has
that's
a
what I was
little
thinking.
better body control than T, even though T does have very good body control.
The hands are very similar.
Yeah,
I
they're
think, between
really
the two of
honestly
them.
they're very similar
They're-
with their
I
body
could see-
control.
I
They
could
both
see
have
you
really
taking-
good body control.
Yeah.
It's just okay. T's a little bigger. He's got the chemistry with Jamar already. You throw those 2 out there. Also, T is a little bit. I'm not going to sit there and try to hate on George Pickens because I understand, especially with his quarterback. But George Pickens is a little bit more of a problem causer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's a little
but-
more. Not that that's a big deal, and not that I'm saying he's Antonio Brown, but there's definitely some flashes there where George Pickens could be a wild card with things. So it's just like the off the field things. I'm a little more confident with having T to represent my franchise. So personally, I'm going Jamar T and Amari Cooper. But if you go George Pickens, it's a very fair thing to do.
I think I'll go with you strictly. I do think no hate to T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins is great. I think George Pickens will be better next year.
Okay.
But we do have Joe Burrow at quarterback on this team. And so if you have, he's thrown
you've got
both
that
of them
connection,
for
that's
years.
what I'm
There's
saying,
chemistry there. You put the 2 of them there and then just add Amari Cooper onto that. I think that's great.
The only problem with that is, so then we got to think. So that means Jamar Chase is going to be playing in the slot.
I would put Amari in the slot.
Okay.
I think
That's fair.
I think he is the least deep ball threat out of the 3 of them, and he's
Yeah.
probably the best route runner out of the 3 of them.
He definitely is.
So
That's what he has.
I would put
That's
Amari
fair.
in the slot.
That's very fair. I'm just thinking from the fact of Amari Cooper is definitely the slowest of the 3, and there's a lot of
T's not super fast either.
no, but Amari Cooper's a lot older. I just
that
feel
is
like
true.
T's got more speed than him. It's not like you need a fast guy in the slot. You don't. Adam Thielen plays the slot. He's very consistent. He's not that fast. You don't need a fast guy in the slot at all. But it's just there's a lot of routes where it helps. But no, yeah, you're right. I would definitely put Amari Cooper in the slot. Put those 2 on the outside. I would think that'd be the best case scenario. Yeah. So we got our 3 receivers then.
Yeah. Then we'll go tight ends. I think tight
Tight
ends is
end?
also easy.
So yeah.
I mean,
What are
I
we
was
saying
just
on
going to
that?
say Mark Andrews. And if we're saying two, I was going to say Mark Andrews and David Njoku.
Okay, you're saying oh yeah.
Or were you going to say
for sure.
Freiermuth?
Yeah, I'm saying Njoku. I was thinking
could see
Freiermuth, but
Freiermuth,
definitely
but-
Njoku. Njoku played so well last year.
He did, especially after
the only
lighting
thing,
on fire.
The only thing with Njoku was a lot of people are going to say wasn't consistent because of quarterback play. He was better without Deshaun Watson last year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he played better. Like I do know in fantasy, I grabbed a hold of Njoku. He was blowing up. He was blowing up when Deshaun was hurt. He was a lot bigger of a target for Joe Flacco than what he was for Deshaun Watson. So that's the only thing there.
Yeah.
But then again, Freiermuth hasn't played with Russell Wilson, so we have no idea.
Yeah.
But if we go off a straight, who's the more talented tight end? I'm picking Njoku.
taking
I mean, his
Njoku.
frame, his athleticism.
Oh, yeah, he is a
I really
unit.
like Njoku. And
I
then
do
Mark
too.
Andrews is just a unit. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, he is
he's
coming
been
off
good
injury,
for so many years.
but
He is, but I'd say you got to say those two.
I would think so.
Yeah. So, I guess now we probably go line.
Yeah.
So
So we're going to break this up.
guards,
O
tackles.
tackles, O guards,
Yeah.
center.
So guards, I would say the Browns. They have the best guards. I
think
mean, you
both
look
of
at
them.
Joel Bettino and Wyatt Teller. I feel like those two have got to be the guards. I mean, they're just both. They've been good for so many years. The Browns O line in general has always been good.
yeah.
So I think those two. It's very fair to have those two guards.
I don't think you could argue with that. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know many other guards, but I know those two have stood out the last. I don't know how long they've been in the league, but I would say at least
Mm-hmm. For
the last
sure.
3 years they've really
For sure.
stood out, and I don't think anything's really slowing them
No,
down.
I don't
yet.
think so at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tackles, I could see getting iffy
Yeah.
because I feel like Ronnie Stanley has to be on there.
Yeah, you gotta put Ronnie Stanley up there, but then it's like the other two when you look
Yeah.
at.
I
'cause
mean-
you're also gonna be thinking.
I'm thinking. I mean, you could pick almost one off of any other team. I mean, you have Jedrick Wills, who's solid, young. You have Orlando Brown, who was very solid last year and has
Yeah.
he showed flashes last year, and he's a multiple-time Pro Bowler, I believe. And then, I mean, Broderick Jones, who was a top 15 pick in last year's draft, wasn't great last year, but I mean, there's.
I'm
a lot
not picking
of
him over
potential there.
Orlando Brown for sure. Though.
I would not,
Here's the thing.
but I was just
so
throwing that
I think
out there.
Ronnie Stanley's fair to put in there.
Yeah.
But I think the other guy, me personally, I know you're looking at the other two guys that are young talents. You know, they have potential to be really good in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, though, I'm going with Orlando Brown. If I'm looking
Okay.
at who I want to win a Super Bowl, who's already been in that situation, who's already
Mm-hmm.
a Pro Bowl, he's already proven. Yeah, he wasn't amazing last year, but he was still a plus tackle. He was still on the higher end of
Yeah.
tackles, even though he wasn't normal Orlando Brown. And I mean, you know, sometimes you got to give it a year when people are in new situations. So
Yeah.
I think Orlando Brown's going to be great. I think he's a very consistent player for the most part. You know, like I said, last year wasn't amazing, but it's not like he was bad.
Yeah.
I mean, he still was solid the whole year. He didn't let up very many sacks. He didn't have a ton of penalties. Yeah, he was still a good player. He's going to be for as long as he's in the league. He's a very big body.
Yeah.
And I just think he has the experience, and you want that with your tackles. I mean, you want guys with experience because that's one of those positions where experience helps so much with being a tackle.
Yeah.
You know, Joe Burrow is going to want to be behind those guys that really know what they're doing and that are really confident in their craft. They've been in the NFL for a while. So personally, that's the two I'm going.
That's what I put down. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I think
I was
that's
either
fair.
I could see Orlando Brown or Jedrick Wills. I was never going to take Broderick Jones.
Yeah.
I just threw him out there to be like, hey,
Sure.
he's
He's a young
there.
talent.
He's young, yeah.
Yeah.
But so
Center,
those are center. I think is pretty clearly Tyler Linderbaum.
I would say too.
He's young.
Top
He was
center.
great.
He's definitely
last
a top
year,
center in the
so,
league.
Yeah, I would not.
Yeah,
complain.
I
about
love
Tyler Linderbaum.
Karras. I want to put Karras in
Well,
there,
yeah,
but
of course,
when
yeah.
you look at like overall play and you look at PFF and all that stuff, Linderbaum is the clear cut for the whole AFC North.
Yeah, and he's much younger, and,
And
there's
he's
so
he's
much
very
more
young. You know,
potential
sometimes you want older guys, for that experience, but it's so good to have a young guy that you can build on for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already a top center, so he's already got that. It's not like he's a Broderick Jones where he wasn't great and he's got a lot of potential. He still has potential, and he's already one of the top centers. So
yeah.
yeah,
And then we'll go defense after this. You want to start defensive tackles?
we can start in the
Maybe.
trenches. Yeah,
Defensive tackles. I mean, you could go a lot of different ways with this. I think after last year, you have to put Matabuke in there.
Yeah, I would say
can't see-
Matabuke for sure.
I can't see
he was
not
a dog.
putting
I mean,
Matabuke
sack
in
after
there.
sack.
And then, I mean, you don't have a lot of other D tackles in the division, to be honest with you. So if you want, I see, for some reason, Cam Hayward, I feel like whatever his position is goes back and forth all the time. Because I see D tackle, he's
Him
built
and
like a
TJ
D-tackle.
Watt can play either position.
Yeah.
And TJ Watt also plays linebacker. So, I mean, the Steelers just, they just have good players. They throw them out there and they do what they want with
They
them.
do. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to put him
at D tackle. He's got more of a D tackle build anyways.
because the AFC North as a whole much stronger in the defensive end department than it is in the defensive tackle department.
Very true.
So I think
Very
even
true.
if he wants to come in and play defensive end, I'm gonna be like, no, you can play.
You're playing tackle.
You can play defensive tackle because we
got
have
a lot
nobody
more
else
defensive
besides
ends,
Matabuke.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah, I would say, yeah, that's exactly what I'd say. Hayward and Matabuke. I mean, you've got some other good tackles. You've got somebody like a Sheldon Rankins who has always been solid, but it's like you can't put that type of guy over one of those two guys.
yeah, no, and you can't put a rookie up there either. I mean, you can't put a Mike Hall or a Chris Jenkins.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I think those are the two for sure.
Yeah.
The edge is a lot harder.
Yeah. Are we just going edge or are we going defensive end and then linebackers?
Well, defensive, yeah.
Okay.
Just go defensive end, and then we'll go linebackers.
Because how about we say we're
we could
not putting TJ Watt at defensive end?
Because then we can grab a hold of TJ Watt and still have him throwing him at linebacker.
Yeah. So
He
why
plays both positions.
waste? I mean, it's such a strong defensive end division, which we already talked about.
Yeah.
But I mean, why waste a spot on
Exactly.
him when
Especially
he
when
can
you
just
still
play
have
linebacker?
two of the top defensive ends
Yeah.
anyways.
So I mean, I can't
Yeah.
see a world where you wouldn't go Myles Garrett and Trey Hendrickson here.
100%.
Myles Garrett coming off his Defensive Player of the Year season, which some people agree with and some people don't. I'm personally on the don't, but it doesn't matter
Are
because
you
we're going
on
to have.
the
I'm on the TJ Watt train.
And he's also going to be on our team.
Yeah, that's what I was
so,
going to say.
You know,
But,
who cares?
So, and then, I mean, Trey Hendrickson, 17 and a half sacks last
I think,
year? Yeah. So, I mean,
Dog.
you could. There's other great D tackles or defensive ends. Alex Highsmith is incredible, but I just
Sam
can't
Hubbard?
fit him on here.
Very
Sam
good.
Hubbard, consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you
You've
want
got some
run, if
guys.
you want run stopping, if you're playing a team that is specifically going to run the ball, you can throw Sam Hubbard in there.
Yeah.
But Sam Hubbard, not much of a pressure
He's not.
guy. So
But, there's guys like Trey Hendrickson is definitely a pass rusher over a run stopper.
100%.
But he can do both. Myles Garrett is definitely
Myles Garrett can do both.
everything. He
Very
can do
well.
everything. But
Yes.
I think Trey Hendrickson is a little bit better of a pass rusher than what Myles Garrett is.
Yeah,
I think he's a better
but
pure
I
pass
think
rusher.
Myles Garrett. Is
So I
probably
think they complement each
better
other well.
overall for his
Yeah.
ability to do the.
But I
whole
think they
thing.
complement each other well.
Definitely.
And then if we start with linebacker now, we already said TJ Watt.
Yeah,
So how are we going to do? We're going to do like
I was gonna say three linebackers.
three
that way
linebackers.
you can get. I mean, you can get TJ Watt.
We could say two outside linebackers, middle linebacker.
or I mean,
We could just say three in general, really.
or we could do four if you want. It doesn't. Really, we don't have to like stick to 11 because I know we didn't
Yeah.
stick to 11 on the offense.
We'll say top four linebackers.
Okay. Top
TJ
four.
Watt.
TJ Watt.
I'm going Logan Wilson. He personally.
Well,
also
okay,
going
let's think about this for a second.
think about this. You could say the dude from the Browns.
I was
going to
say Owusu Cormo.
Yeah.
has to be on the team.
That's a problem. Because so here we go. So we got TJ Watt, we got
TJ Watt.
Patrick Queen,
Patrick Queen, Roquan
and
Smith.
Roquan Smith. Then that's
And
where
then
it's
it's
hard.
between
Do
Logan
you
Wilson
go
and
look
Owusu Cormo. And Jeremiah.
Logan Wilson though? I mean, he leads I think all linebackers in interceptions.
Yeah,
He makes a lot of plays on the
about-
ball. He's a great run stopper.
Yeah,
He's a
we
great
have-
pass coverage
If we
linebacker.
have Roquan Smith, and we already have the run stopping from the D tackles, and we have Myles Garrett and TJ Watt, I feel like
You got to have some pass coverage.
I was going to say I would take Logan
And
Wilson.
I think Logan Wilson is probably the best pass coverage linebacker out of all of them.
In the league, probably. He's not a great. I mean, we've talked so much before.
because think about
how-
it. So Roquan Smith, definitely more of a tackler, run
Yeah.
stopper. Patrick Queen,
he can do kind of both.
He's kind of both. He's a good
But-
he's a good coverage linebacker too. But
But I think Logan Wilson, not a great run stopper.
no, but
he
he's
excels in pass.
He's still
coverage- in pass
solid in
coverage.
it, and he's a great pass coverage linebacker, and he makes plays. Like, I mean, he is great at making tackles. Whether that's just necessarily stopping the run right away, but like he's a great like second outlet. Like when the D tackles and if cornerbacks are rushing, anything like that, he's normally there and he normally can make plays on the ball. And he's a ball hawk. He gets interceptions like crazy.
Yeah. So while I really like Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah and I want to put him on this team, I think scheme fit wise, I think you go Logan Wilson.
100%.
Just because now you have that pass coverage because you have Roquan Smith.
I mean, you've got you've got Roquan Smith and TJ Watt. They're going to be absolutely hounding the quarterback in the run game.
Anybody that has the ball is
and then you've got Patrick Queen who can play a little pass coverage. He goes and attacks too. And then you've also got Logan Wilson in pass coverage as well.
Yeah.
So it kind of complements and it fits well.
Yeah. We'll go with those 4. Hate to leave Owusu-Koramoah out.
Yeah, but there's a lot of good linebackers in the AFC. Yeah. I mean, because Jermaine Pratt's great too.
Defenses as a whole in the AFC
defense
North
is
are
so
just
hard.
Incredible. It's going to be so tough to do all of these positions because I mean defensive end, like I said, we left some.
I mean, you could pick one team and just
out.
say that's the team's defense I want. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
you couldn't.
The Bengals are going to probably be the weakest defense in that bunch.
Yeah,
the Bengals still have an above average defense.
I would say they need to piece it together.
For the AFC North,
and they need. I mean, there's a lot of potential on the defense, but it just needs pieced together.
The best overall defense, just to throw this out there.
Best overall.
Who are you
defense?
picking
Browns.
for the AFC North?
Browns.
You're picking the Browns. That's what I'm thinking. The
have,
Ravens were
you have Myles
crazy
Garrett.
last year. I mean, it wasn't as much of like the big player names, but just as a whole.
As I walk through their defense is like. I mean, I'm talking about Browns
big
players
names
on every spot here.
If you look at big key
Myles
players,
Garrett,
the Browns.
the D tackles aren't quite there.
And
we
the
talked about
Steelers,
Owusu-Koramoah, and then oh my gosh, the corners. I cannot
Corners
with their
great.
corners. Their corners having Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, and Martin Emerson all on the same team is psychotic. And you add that with Grant Delpit, and I forget who their other safety is, but they have another solid safety. Like their secondary.
I forget his name.
Insane.
I know who you're talking about.
But I mean, the Steelers also with TJ Watt and Alex Highsmith.
TJ Watt is literally just such a different. Like I know Myles Garrett's a huge difference maker, but like I'm telling you, when you watch,
TJ Watt makes games.
When you watch games, TJ Watt single-handedly changes games.
Yeah,
and Myles Garrett does that too. But TJ Watt is just different.
Yeah, and I guess now they have Patrick Queen.
And they do have Patrick Queen now.
But I don't think the corners are quite as strong. You have JPJ, who is very good, but then
you got the other dude. I forget his name. The guy that got suspended last year.
Cam Sutton? Wait, no.
No, Cam Sutton's suspended this year.
Yeah, okay.
There was a guy that
who got
for a hit
last year?
For a hit last year.
Oh,
I forget his name.
He's a safety. Is that Keanu Neal?
Is he a safety?
Wait, no, it wasn't Keanu Neal. Wait. I'm looking the.
Regardless of the situation,
he drilled the dude.
Every team in the AFC North has a solid defense. It's crazy.
I mean, you could take.
I mean, it's definitely the best division overall, in my opinion.
In football,
100% for defense.
100% for defense.
Offense, I would say the same thing. You got Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson. The other two aren't as strong, so.
But
you know,
the NFC North though is, I mean. Maybe quarterback-wise, not as strong, but, I mean...
It's hard.
You have Aaron Jones, who's now on the Vikings. You have Josh Jacobs, who's now on the Packers. You have,
Yeah, but I'm not really scared of the Vikings offense this year.
I mean, Aaron Jones and Jettas and Jordan Addison.
Quarterback,
TJ
TJ Hawkinson's going to be out for a few weeks. Their quarterback is like in the air. Sam Darnold might be their quarterback. I know they have weapons, but I'm not personally that scared of facing the Vikings offense if Sam Darnold is the quarterback. Aaron Jones gets injured all the time. If Aaron Jones gets injured, they don't have a whole lot behind him.
Was it DeMonte Kaze?
It might be, yeah.
I think that's what it was.
It may have been, but
I forget where Keanu Neal.
So regardless, the AFC North, very strong division. Yeah. Everybody knows that.
Yeah. So this whole thing is tough. But I think
so. We left off on what linebackers?
Yeah, we said T.J. Watt, Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, Logan Wilson.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it's tough, but
safeties. Would you just want to go 2 safeties?
Yeah, we can. Kyle Hamilton's got to be in there. Difference maker for sure.
Minka has to be in.
Minka, he's the same way. Yeah.
And I mean, it's tough to leave Grant Delpit out, and it's tough to leave Geno Stone out. But I mean, those two are
the clear cut
probably
best.
2 top 5 safeties in the league.
Oh, for sure.
I mean,
for sure.
You have
They've been dominant.
Them, Jesse Bates, Derwin James.
Mika's been dominant for years. Kyle he's been dominant and he's still young too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been good ever since he came into the league. And he's one of those players too. Kyle Hamilton doesn't just play safety; he plays all over the field. Mm-hmm. So he's definitely a very good piece to have in your defense.
And then corners is tough. Mm-hmm. It's really tough because I already talked about the Browns and how insane theirs is.
Sure.
And I think Denzel Ward is probably
you've got to take their CB1.
Denzel Ward is, I think, the clear-cut CB1 in the division.
Mm-hmm, I agree.
I don't think anybody else really touches Denzel Ward. He was great last year. But, I mean, they're 2 and 3. I don't know if I'll end up taking them. But they're
you could, but then it's like you also have Marlon Humphrey, who you probably want to throw in there.
I would definitely throw him in there. But then it gets...
The third guy is just so tough because it's like, we have Cam Taylor-Britt, very young. He played exceptionally when he was healthy last year. Joey Porter Jr. played really well last year. He's young too.
And Greg Newsome. I mean, I would take any of those 3.
You could take any of those 3. It just depends what direction you want to go.
Yeah.
Really.
Well,
if you want a younger guy.
Well, if we're thinking about this, we have Kyle Hamilton and Minka, right? So your coverage is already great there. If you go Denzel Ward and Marlon Humphrey, aren't you going to want somebody in the slot?
It's true. And who are we? I keep forgetting him. Why are we forgetting him?
Yeah.
Such a dog.
That just like clicked in my head.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah,
very true.
Definitely. I'm like,
why? How do we forget Mike Hilton?
I feel like you have to have
such a dog. That dude.
Maybe we pick like 3. So like we'll have
3 boundary and then like 1 slot corner.
Yes, and then 1 slot because
Mike Hilton's in there. Give me Mike Hilton. He's my CB1.
Best slot corner in the league, I would say.
He is I mean, I don't know, but he might be.
I can't think of many other slot corners that would.
I don't even want to think of any other slot corners. Mike Hilton's a dog. Yeah, Mike Hilton. And then for our third, then we had to figure that out.
Let's just be fair and make everybody happy and go Joey Porter Jr. That way we have 1 Brown, 1 Raven, 1 Steeler, 1 Bengal. I mean,
because really, it's not a fact of like, because you could argue all day and say one of those 3 is the best out of the other 2. Yeah, you could say who's the worst. It's really not a big like landslide. Like you could go any way with it. I mean, so I'm fine with that.
I mean, I would take Cam Taylor-Britt and Greg Newsome and Martin Emerson probably over Mike Hilton. But you just want a scheme fit slot guy that you can throw out there.
Yeah, well,
I don't
for
think
coverage
there's a
for
better
sure,
guy than Mike Hilton.
But he's the best tackling cornerback out of all of them. He's the best pass rusher.
Yeah. So I mean, I feel like you have to have him out there just for his abilities.
For sure. Yeah, he's good at things that not all cornerbacks are good at.
Yeah.
A lot of cornerbacks are coverage guys. He's good at all the other stuff.
So I got Denzel Ward, Marlon Humphrey, JPJ, and then Mike Hilton.
Yeah, that's fair. But the corners are so good.
They are.
The Bengals definitely have the worst corners, and they need to figure that out. And it's not the fact that I guess they don't have the worst. It's the fact that they have a lot of guys that are inexperienced.
Yeah.
They have a lot of talent there.
They do.
They just need to figure it out.
DJ Turner.
Super athletic. He played relatively well last year.
It's Dax Hill coming in, who was a former first-round pick going into his 3rd year in the league, and now he's just jumping to outside corner. I don't know how that's going to work, but this is going to get tough because some of these special teams, I have no idea. Unless you don't even want to do, unless you just want to do kicker and move on.
It's going to be so much easier to do that because special teams.
Because punter, I don't know. I don't keep track of who is punting the farthest and who's the most consistent in this. I don't keep track of kick returners and
punt returners. The heck is the freaking Ravens punter? I don't even know who that is.
I don't know. I was trying to think about this.
Oh, my gosh. Because I don't pay attention to punters. Sorry, punters. I really don't. I know, like, the punters that are really good, and I know Brad Robbins. All I know is we're not picking Brad Robbins.
We are not picking Brad Robbins.
Don't the Steelers have a good punter? No.
Presley, they released
Presley
him.
Harvin, they released him.
Dude, that was my favorite punter in the league, and they just dropped him. Did anyone sign him yet?
I don't think they did.
Why did the Bengals not sign him?
I don't know. He was better than Brad Robbins.
Presley Harvin.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he's still a free agent.
That's why I was thinking of him. But
why have the Bengals not hopped on this yet?
Why did the Bengals not pop on that dude from the UFL?
What dude?
The punter, the black punter, that was like very athletic.
Why have I not heard about
in the UFL. He used to be in the NFL. He was like a top punter.
King, the guy on the Ravens that like threw the flag.
Markel King?
No,
that wasn't his name. I thought his last name was King or something like that. He was like very athletic. He was like the most athletic punter because they would run like trick plays with him. He was a really good punter, like overall. I mean, he got good distance.
Marquette King.
I was like, Markel King.
The only thing I know about him is when he like picked up the flag and like spiked it on the ground.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that video?
Why didn't they hop on Marquette King? I mean, because I heard that he was looking at teams, and I think a team might have signed him.
Yeah, no, that's the first picture that comes up. Is him just chucking the flag.
Yeah, I think a team might have signed him. So I don't know.
No, but Presley Harvin. Oh, why'd they even release him? They had to draft somebody or something.
Maybe he wasn't doing good.
But I thought in previous years he'd been a really solid punter.
I thought he was too, but maybe we were wrong.
Dude's a unit, by the way.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Presley Harvin is, I want to look up.
Punter. He's a unit.
I don't know what his height and weight are.
He is. He's a big boy. He's not a punter build.
5'11", 260.
Ooh.
That's a unit. That's a linebacker.
That is.
That is a
that
certified
really is.
linebacker.
But the average weight of a linebacker in the NFL is like 245.
Let's look up. I'll look up Roquan Smith.
Roquan Smith's probably like 250 or something. He probably ain't that way.
Roquan Smith is 6'1", 235.
Wow, he's even less.
Presley Harvin is 5'11", 263. That's a unit.
Yeah.
Like,
it is.
yeah. But we can't even take him now because he's not on a roster.
So punter, we have no idea.
I'll take him in spirit.
We have no
Because I
punter
don't want to
knowledge.
take anyone over Presley Harvin.
Yeah, Presley Harvin, that's who we're picking.
I'm saying so many praises.
Sorry if anybody's watching this
to
who's interested in
to
punters.
my friends that are
we gotta-
Steelers fans. And I'm like, why would you ever release him? He was so... And I always thought he was good. He always seemed consistent.
He seemed good whenever I watched it,
Such
too.
a unit.
Maybe he
dude.
wasn't. Maybe we were just caught up in the fact that, like, bro just did not look like a punter, and we're like,
Yeah.
look at that punt. Great punt, but really it wasn't a good punt.
But no,
We
like,
have
think
idea.
you run a fake, and he gets on the outside. There's a corner charging
It's
him.
hard to tackle him.
That's a stiff arm. I mean...
260. Yeah.
260 for a punter is nuts.
I know Brad Robbins is not breaking any tackles, so
Okay, I'll look at Brad Robbins. Well,
He's
Brad Robbins
probably
probably
like-
gets a couple
he's
pounds
probably
from
like
his mustache.
5'11", 170.
He probably gets a couple.
He probably ain't even that.
6'1", 203.
Okay, he is. Okay, he's 203.
But I'm saying he gets at least 3 of those from his mustache.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brad Robbins was...
I mean, punters aren't necessarily small. They always have a little bit of muscle. But
Well, yeah, every player on the field does.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
kickers not as much, but Evan McPherson's not big. He
Oh,
probably
yeah.
he probably weighs about the same as I do.
He's not very tall either.
I don't think he's maybe like 5'10". I don't think he's super short, but I don't think he's tall either. Maybe he's
5'11", 185.
Okay. Oh, he's bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, 185 ain't that big, but 185 isn't like. I mean, 5'11", 185.
175. So
Yeah.
5'11", 185. I mean, none of the guys are small.
I don't know what.
But-
Yeah, he's actually quite a bit bigger than me because I'm like 6 foot 145, 150, probably 150. Yeah, I think about 150. So he's and shorter than me, and he's got about 35 pounds on me.
Yeah,
so
that's a unit.
he ain't that small. I guess.
I mean, you gotta have some muscle if you're booting.
You
them that
do.
far.
You do have to have some muscle. I just
Yeah.
normally they're not as heavy. I didn't think, but maybe they are.
Yeah.
I mean, NFL players. So, and that's who I'm picking for my kicker.
Yeah.
Picking Evan McPherson.
What? Excuse me?
What
Really?
you'd say? But no, to be
I
fair though,
automatically put down Justin Tucker when we started talking about it. It says Justin Tucker right now.
to be
I put
fair
that down
though,
at the start.
to be fair though, you could say Evan
No.
McPherson. You could.
No.
Listen, Justin Tucker's old. Evan McPherson's going to be on the team for so much longer. Think about this. You want a consistent kicker.
Yeah.
Evan McPherson is Justin Tucker's a little bit better than Evan McPherson, but Evan McPherson could still make those long field goals. He's very accurate, and he's a lot younger. So you're going to have that very good kicker for a lot longer. Now, like
Okay.
I said, you're settling for a little bit worse than Justin Tucker, but you're going to have that top level kicker for a long time, even though he may not be the best. When you think about this realistically.
Kickers play forever.
They do, but Justin Tucker's been playing for
could
forever.
play for 10 more years. He's
Could he?
34. He could play till he's 44. At this
maybe.
rate, how long did Vinatieri play? Vinatieri played
I
forever.
don't know, Nick Bullock, or isn't that his name Nick Bullock? Or not Nick Bullock. No,
Randy?
no.
Randy
Not
Bullock?
Randy Bullock. Nick, the Patriots kicker.
Goskowski.
No.
Who? What?
What the heck's
Their
his name?
current kicker?
No, he was their kicker.
Vinatieri and Goskowski.
What is his name?
Who are you thinking of?
Patriots kickers. He's not their kicker anymore.
Patriots past
He's old.
kickers.
He just like last year was on the Patriots. I think it was the Patriots.
Nick Folk.
Nick Folk. He's old.
39.
Yeah, he's almost 40.
Yeah. I mean, Gostkowski's
Is he going to play for that much longer though?
40. I don't know.
Let's just be realistic and who's the best. And it is Justin Tucker.
It is Justin Tucker. And
But
I would take him.
if we're thinking like we want to top, because see, kickers aren't like so easy. Kickers aren't super easy to come by. Teams switch kickers a lot.
They do.
So that's all I'm saying is like you're gonna have Evan McPherson for that many years, and know he's gonna be a top kicker. So it's almost, you could say, a safer option going for him than Justin Tucker. But if you're going off of pure who's the best kicker in the AFC North, in the league in general, it's Justin Tucker.
He's the greatest kicker of all time.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say Vinatieri.
You could. Yeah, you 100% could.
There's maybe some other guys you could say. Me personally, I would say Justin Tucker.
I'm taking the guy with the record.
Vinatieri has the accolades, but Justin Tucker has the stats. I mean, like he is.
Yeah.
Although, isn't Younghoe Koo now technically the most accurate kicker
Actually,
of all
I
time?
think he is.
But
Younghoe Koo is.
But also has played nearly, I mean, not even close to as long as Justin Tucker.
And
So he'll probably go back
He doesn't kick
down.
field goals as far. Like they don't put Younghoe Koo out there for like 55 yarders normally.
No. So I'm taking Justin Tucker. You can say Evan McPherson. I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
But I'm not sitting here trying to argue that Evan McPherson's better than Justin Tucker. Let's just throw that out there before I get slandered. But I'm just saying there's ways you could go with it, because if you're trying to take a top kicker for a longer amount of time. Because kickers, they're not easy to come by. It's not easy to come by a guy who's like top level that you can really count on for at all times. But
So punter, are we even going to say punter or kick returners?
Punt returner.
Okay. Yes, we're taking Presley and Spirit.
Punt returner, I'm taking Charlie Jones. Young.
Because you don't know any other punt returners.
No, but
that's exactly what it is. Because I was thinking the same thing.
No, but
I'm not tell you another punt returner in the AFC North.
But I'm also wanting to take him for the fact that he's young, and I think that he's going to be great. No, I know other punt returners.
Okay. Who?
I think. Who? I don't
know a single one. I can tell you. I can
like picture
who a single team is going to play at their punt returner next year besides Charlie Jones.
Well, for the Ravens, Keaton Mitchell took punts. Keaton Mitchell's, I think he didn't he?
Couldn't tell you.
Did he take kick returns or punt returns? Also, Dax Hill's brother, Justice Hill, he's a pretty good returner for the Ravens.
Okay.
He's a kick returner, though, I think.
All right. So we can take him if you want. I don't even know who the Bengals are going to put as their kick returner this year.
Well, who knows?
Could
be
went back and forth
Williams.
between
Could
two
be Charlie
running backs
Jones
last year, and neither were very good.
I'm going to say Charlie Jones for punt returner, and I'll give Justice Hill kick returner, because most of the time kick returners are running backs for whatever reason.
I hope Justice Hill's a kick returner, or else you're not going to. Okay.
He's a running back.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. Devin Hester wasn't a running back. Devin Hester was wide receiver. I feel like usually they're wide receivers or corners.
But I when I played Madden, and I'm getting the kick return, and I'm the Ravens, it's Justice Hill.
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw it out.
I just picked the fastest dude. It's like if I'm the Bengals and I'm like, oh, I need somebody to return this kick.
You can say Keaton Mitchell.
DJ Turner.
Yeah. But you've got to think about like too how their ability to break tackles, and that's why I think a lot of times kick returners are. Here's the thing. Now I'm thinking about it. I think a lot of times kick returners are running backs or guys a little bit more
be able to
size,
read the hole.
because you got to be able to read the whole thing, and also like they're going to be hit more often most of the time, because punt returners, it's either you catch the punt and you have a clear lane and you're going, or
you fair catch it before
you're going to fair catch it. There's not a lot of times where you're going straight at contact.
Unless
you're a lot of times going away from contact.
Pac-Man Jones. That dude used to get
But
drilled.
normally punt returners, you're going away from contact. Kick returners, you're kind of going right at them. Even if you're trying to avoid them, you're going to get hit, unless it's just a breakaway touchdown. But so that's probably why. So I'd say Justice Hill, kick returner,
we'll say
punt returner.
All right, you want to do head coach?
Sure.
Who would you take?
Kevin Stefanski, probably. He was the coach of the year last year.
I was going to say John Harbaugh.
Yeah, but I'm just saying Kevin Stefanski was the coach of the year.
He was, but John Harbaugh or Mike Tomlin. I mean, we talked about last time.
Yeah.
Mike Tomlin has yet to have a losing season.
I'm not going to lie. Zach Taylor's at the bottom of that list. And I like Zach Taylor.
I like Zach Taylor.
He's at the bottom. Mike Tomlin, actually, that's intriguing. Because you look at, Kevin Stefanski was the coach of the year. Jim Harbaugh has accolades, blah, blah, blah. He's great. Mike Tomlin just wins.
He does.
He finds a way to win. And it's not like he had a horrible offense last year. Let's just be honest. Their offense was terrible.
Yeah.
And he found
He
a way
also
to win.
had
He had a good defense.
what was his name? Their offensive coordinator that everyone wanted to fire. What was his name? Matt Canada.
Yeah, Matt Canada.
Yeah, fire Matt
But guess who
Canada.
they got now?
Arthur
Smith. Not an upgrade. It's a
Probably just
downgrade,
as bad.
probably.
Dude.
Oh, that's just so great.
Just let Mike take over the offense.
For real.
Because
Yeah, I don't
Arthur
know.
Smith is not cooking.
I almost feel like I have to go Mike Tomlin on that now that you say that.
I can
Just
take Mike
because
Tomlin
just
with you.
winning record.
Yeah.
He's always got it. He finds a way.
He does.
So you know what? Yeah, Mike
Yeah, I'll
Tomlin.
take Mike Tomlin.
Shout out Mike Tomlin,
Yeah,
even though
when
I
you
hate the
said
Steelers.
Stefanski, I thought the argument was going to be between Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin. I was like, excuse me?
Well, I'm just thinking Stefanski because he was the coach of the year last year.
Well,
he
yeah.
coached the Browns to being a playoff team. You could say that.
Well,
it
yeah,
was
but
Joe
they're-
Flacco, but
The Browns have been back and forth under him. The Ravens and Steelers.
True.
The Ravens, if you take out the injuries, have been consistently good, and the Steelers are always consistently good. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's fair. I think it's very fair to say
I'll
Mike
take Mike
Tomlin.
Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin deserves that because
He does.
really has. I mean,
I'm a big Mike Tomlin guy. I like Mike Tomlin a
yeah.
lot.
I mean, he's. It is impressive though. I mean, the fact that he's been able to win under whatever circumstance for the Steelers. It just sucks he coaches the Steelers because I don't like the Steelers.
Yeah, me either.
But yeah, I don't know Mike Tomlin. Yeah, and he seems like a great dude. We'll put Mike Tomlin as our head coach. Coordinators doesn't matter.
I mean, not
We're
really.
saying coordinators.
No, I don't know coordinators. I'm not
For real.
taking Arthur Smith.
Let's just stay away from the Steelers' rest of their coaching staff. We have Mike Tomlin. That's all we're taking from the Steelers. You guys can have
Yes.
everybody else on your
Yes.
staff. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're not. No Arthur Smith.
Who's the Bengals' offensive coordinator now? Is it Dan Pitcher?
Dan Pitcher.
Yeah. We have no idea how he's going to be. So,
You could take Lou.
ooh, Lou for defensive for sure. Lou's a freaking
I like Lou.
genius.
Yeah.
Who's the Bengals or the Ravens' offensive coordinator? Don't they have a really good offensive coordinator? I forget his name. I'm taking the Ravens' offensive coordinator because they have like them and the Bengals have the best offense, anyways. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's pretty like
Now it
established.
won't load after I've been looking up stuff the whole time. Todd Robert Monken. I don't know.
Is it Monken? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Todd Robert Monken. I don't know. That's their
Or did he
Did he
like
just
just,
get-
become the offensive coordinator?
That's what I'm thinking.
So maybe I'm off
Ravens'
on that.
old offensive coordinator. Are you thinking of Greg Roman?
Maybe.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe I'm just out just thinking.
yeah, he was their OC from 2019 to 2022. Greg.
Maybe
Roman.
that's who I'm thinking of.
Okay, yeah.
I don't
But
know.
He's not,
the Ravens
he
have a
doesn't
good
do
offense.
it anymore. So
The Ravens have a good offense. We'll take their offensive.
yeah, that's fine. And we'll take Lou
Take Lou.
And
And
then
then,
I think
really,
we're done.
that about wraps it up.
after
So
that. Yeah. Ooh, stadium.
I was actually just about to say that because I saw this and I was about to say, do you want to say stadium?
I'm thinking. Oh, I don't even.
Not the
remember.
Bengals because the Bengals facilities kind of suck. I'll be
They
completely
do,
honest.
and there's not a lot in the stadium.
They've been upgrading.
You go into like the Red Stadium. There's stuff everywhere. There's restaurants and this and that and everything. The Red Stadium I love. The Bengal Stadium.
Bengals,
is
like
not.
I work at the Dayton Dragons. The Bengals, they have more stuff than Dayton Dragons, but
Well, yeah.
I'm not saying it's crazy. Like it's not like a crazy like difference. Like for an NFL stadium,
Mm-hmm.
like if you think about that, it's not.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So and the Reds is miles above them.
Yeah.
I haven't
so
been to a lot of the
I
other
would say
stadiums.
I haven't either. Bengals is the only.
I haven't
one
been
I've
to any of them. So
Yeah, Bengals is the only one I've been to. So you want to just say I forget what it's. Is it Acrisure? The Steelers Heinz?
I've heard the Steelers stadium is pretty good.
Yeah,
I've
I've
never
drove
been there.
past it.
So you ever talked to
but
Sam about it? He's a big Steelers fan.
Sam loves it, but that's just because
Loves
he's a big
their
Steelers fan.
He loves everything Steelers.
Exactly, except Matt Canada and Arthur Smith.
We need to get him on this show.
We
He
should
would just sit there and rant.
100%. Yeah.
I didn't even think about him. Yeah, get him on the show.
Wait,
He'll
you think
just
I could
rant
call
about
him right now
Steelers.
and get his opinion on Presley Harvin?
Yeah, let's do it. Well, let's do a call here. We'll call a Steelers fan. We'll see kind of his opinion right here, and also his opinion on Arthur Smith.
Yeah.
We'll just get a couple insights here.
Your call has been forwarded.
Okay, never mind. He doesn't want to answer.
Well, okay, I'm gonna call him one more time. Maybe this isn't his phone number anymore. I'll call him on Snapchat if it doesn't work.
Bro, just
Your
ghosted you.
call has been forwarded.
Okay, we're
Bro
gonna
ghosted
We're gonna
us.
call him on Snapchat.
When you talk about annoying fans, just kind of throw this out there. A lot of viewers may not know who this guy is if they don't know us. Annoying fan number one right here.
He's probably at work.
Probably.
But I know Sam hates Matt Canada, hates
Just
Arthur
text him
Smith,
and say,
and loved Presley
we
Harvin.
need to get you on the show and talk about some things.
Yeah. He's
We can
not
get him
gonna
on
pick
one of these
up.
next episodes. We got some Browns fans we could get on.
Dude, yeah. I don't know like any
Another
Ravens
Bengals
fans,
fan.
though.
I don't know any Ravens fans. I know one, but I'm not getting him on the show. So,
I forgot he's in the DR.
oh my gosh,
He's
he
with
is.
his girlfriend in the Dominican Republic.
He is in the
Duh,
Dominican
that's
Republic
where
right
he
now.
is.
He would be off in the Dominican Republic.
Of course he is. I just read the
Hate
top
that kid.
after I got done calling him, and I was like, "Oh, duh, he's in the DR."
No, but he's got to get on the show. We're gonna see his insight on some things. Same with the Browns fans. There's a couple of them. We got to get on the show, see their insight on some things. You know, it'll make it a little more entertaining. Get some
Yeah.
other AFC North teams insight on some stuff.
100%.
I've got a Bengals fan. You already know what I'm talking about. We got to get him on a show.
Yeah. He's also not in the country currently.
Yeah, in Canada.
Yeah, dude.
I
we
didn't
got
know that. I
people all
texted him
over.
yesterday, and he's in Canada. What?
We got people all over.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Stick with us for now, but
So we'll definitely get Sam on at some point because
Yeah.
I want his opinion on Presley Harvin and Arthur Smith and the whole thing.
Yeah.
And Russell Wilson. And
yeah. So thanks for tuning in. Good night, San Francisco. No, I'm just kidding. That's the Anchorman. Isn't that what he says in Anchorman?
I've never seen it.
Oh
You're
my
gonna kill
gosh,
me.
you need to watch Anchorman.
I've seen like
He's
a
like,
part
go
of it.
after yourself, San Francisco, because they put it on the teleprompter and he reads anything that's on the teleprompter.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Okay, yeah.
But anyways, thanks for tuning in. We had a good chat about some things. It was a fun episode. Figure out what we're doing for the next time. We'll have to get some guests on. It'll make it a little more interesting. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in.
See ya.
See you.